Welcome to Superwoman Diaries, where each week we share personal stories and open up about our journeys. At Chasing Brighter, we know that being a woman today is complicated.
We want to get vulnerable. We know that vulnerability is where real connection happens. Get ready to dive deep and connect as we reveal the real and raw moments behind the scenes of our lives. Hi, Kelly. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you, Jess?
We have ungracefully entered this week, and I don't know when I can switch back to grace or if I'm ever graceful, but I am telling you, I am not re-entering the world after the Thanksgiving holiday very well. How about you?
Obviously, a lot to unpack there. It was a wonderful holiday for my family. We definitely used it to take a chill pill and unwind, but it's hard to get back into things. And it's very abrupt for me, Jess. So yesterday, Wes started baseball training and he had to be at school, not at school, but where the school is training at 6 a.m. Actually, if you're there
Ouch.
at 6, you're late.
Yeah.
So he had to be there at 5:45. So
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
shouldn't say yesterday, but it was like first thing Monday morning.
Yeah.
I'm setting my alarm for 5 a.m. to
Yeah.
get him to where he needs to go. I actually dropped him off and came back and I went back to bed for an
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah. I went back to bed today as well. This is how I would love to describe Thanksgiving. And this is from Julie, my longtime best friend, Julie. She said, "It was good. I got nothing accomplished, nor do I feel rested and energized." Or it's,
Uh,
even though you didn't do anything, you don't feel rest or energized. Like we had a great week. I took the whole week off, but I don't think I planned or prepared for the week. And this is just that time of year, and we're going to be having episodes about it, but just like the hustle and the bustle and the stress. And so they have a holiday shop, which we've talked about 10 million times. Giovanni's holiday shop time was 8:15 the Monday after a week off break on a
oh
Monday.
my
Did we
God.
remember to give him money for shopping? No, we did not. And that was his class time for shopping. Then he has testing today. Did we go to bed early last night? No, we did not. Gabby is in college classes. She's starting to have final papers. The printer works all the time, wasn't working for her. So I was just, for whatever reason, it wasn't printing from her computer. So then I was able to switch the docs to my phone. And then I was able to like print
So
off my phone.
frustrating. That
So
sounds so frustrating.
yeah,
And then
you know how it is.
you had friends in town and then
So fun.
the kids had
Sports. Dominic had a tournament. I didn't go to any of his games. So when he goes to MLB, he'll never thank his mother. And like my mother didn't go to any of my games. We went to the Knights game Friday, which was a really good game and so fun. And our friends were able to sit by us. And that was really fun. And so Dom had games during the Knights game. And then the next day I was just like, I have too much to do, like around the house to like recoup the house from the holiday.
guests and stuff.
But this week I signed up, even though I love doing this stuff, there's door decorating at the school this week, and I signed up to definitely
Oh, you did? Because
a
I
lot
was
of
like, tell me
doors.
you did it. What?
Because
Oh,
I've been the front office bulletin board stuff. So the front office asked if I would do something for the doors. And so all last week when I was off, I just prepped everything. Like I made everything, I cut everything out with my Cricut. And so all I need to do is go hang it all up. But the thing is that is fun for me. You know what I mean? I love doing that. So for Giovanni's door, I already have everything cut out. And the teacher took pictures of all the kids and I cut it on the Cricut little sleds with holes for all of their faces. And so I'm just going to put little, like them
oh my
sledding in the snow.
gosh.
But I love that kind of stuff. So I want to just do that. I don't want to like grocery shop or figure out what we're feeding our family. So I just have to laugh.
Oh,
Like,
no.
it's fine. And It's like just, I'm canceling Pilates for tomorrow because I've decided, and I rarely ever cancel the workout when I'm stressed, but I'm like, that will give me a few hours. So tomorrow morning, I have another mom helping me, and then Gabby will help and I will go. But it's funny because I took off last week, so I was going to be working a lot this week. And then we had a death in the family. And so I had thought mom was going to be here all
Oh,
week. And so she loves helping door
trying to
decorating. I
relieve
was going to
out.
have her pick up the kids because I'm working later this
Mhm.
week. So instead, I have to have Gabby do it. So we've had to arrange all of her schedule to pick up the kids. So just those little things, right? Like little wrenches
Yeah.
in the scheduling. So I'm trying
Yeah.
to get my mind right. And I need to go give I already got is it called a certified check? I don't even know. Whatever check I got for my new
Yeah, certified or cashier's
cashier's
check. I
check.
don't know what that.
So
Yeah.
I have the cashier's check printed out and I need to go meet the person and everything to get the keys because I'll be moving my offices. So
That's
a lot
exciting.
happening. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
really.
I am right now, I think hopefully a lot of our listeners are as well, but starts to get really crazy during the holidays. And we know without fail, and definitely you're going to hear about this in a lot of our episodes during the holidays, that it gets stressful no matter how you slice it. I
Yeah.
actually have my final Mohs surgery coming up. And so I already told my personal trainer that I'm not, like, after that, I'm not going
Yeah.
to come back
Hmm.
until next year because I'm like, I think to your point, I love the accountability of
Hmm.
having these regular things, but then it stresses me out and I'm like rushing from one thing to another.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I tend to deprioritize some of that stuff. I think I'll still get some activity in, just in different ways. So that's part of
Right.
it too, is just changing my routine a little bit. So maybe I'm going to ride my Peloton a little bit more than I normally do, or whatever the
Yeah.
things that I can be doing, even if it's just yoga stretching for 20 minutes to do some
Yeah.
sort of activity on stressful days.
We'll be right back. I think that Warrior Strong Wellness is really on the cutting edge of what is going to help us with our mind, our body, our gut. The collagen's great for gut, joint, bone
Mhm.
care.
I love the collagen bone broth. It's got protein in it and it's got collagen. It helps me feel good, especially when I'm not feeling so well. Plus the protein, which every woman is not eating enough protein. The other product that I absolutely love is the Pure Organic Ashwagandha Max supplement.
Hmm.
It provides adrenal support, it balances energy and mood, helps with nervous and immune health. Taking two of those in the morning really helps regulate my stress response and I sleep better. So if you are interested or would like to know more about Warrior Strong Wellness products, check that out at warriorstrongwellness.com and use code Chasing Brighter for 10% off. And now back to the show.
So
And
are
it
you saying you're
does,
going to end training and definitely you're ending training?
just until next year, or like
Yeah.
just for the rest of this year,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
To just
When's your surgery?
on Friday.
Mm,
Hopefully it's
yeah.
more mild this time,
Uh,
but I don't know. But everything is crazy. I think it's constantly trying to protect. We want to protect our schedules as
yes.
much as we can too, because it does seem like there's this all of a sudden crunch with kids' activities,
It's the kids.
whether it's like sports practices. Now, unfortunately, it's wintertime, so they have to move indoors, which is a rarity in terms of space, is hard to find indoor spaces. So Beckett's practice moved from a 15-minute drive to a 40-minute drive.
Mm,
And so starts literally today, has to be there at 4:30, which means I have to be done with work by
yeah.
3:30. So I have calls that I had scheduled. So it just upends a bunch of stuff. It's just like reshuffling of things. And I think that's
Yes.
maybe how a lot of us feel, that there's a lot. Then I realized I saw to your point, like all of a sudden school has like an art pop up and then there's like a winter
Right. They're
wonderland thing. And I
asking
was
for
like,
all
what
of
the?
these volunteers. And I'm like, I don't remember, like, we have a giving tree, right? or whatever. And I think it's for students at the school, I believe, right? A tree where you sign
Yeah,
up
yeah,
to give
yeah,
things,
yeah.
whatever. And they're like begging for people to get the things. And then they're like asking for the elf shop. I had talked earlier in the season about using BetterHelp to supplement my income. But I, in my private practice, am getting a lot of clients coming in the door. And so I had a little bit more of an open schedule, and now I don't. I'm filling those up with longer sessions with,
Yeah,
and and so it's like
that's good.
looking again. The other thing that I forget about is my youngest has a December 30th birthday, right?
Yes.
So you're trying to do all this stuff, and he has never had a classroom party because of when his birthday is.
Mhm.
And this is 10, he's turning 10, it's a really big deal, but he has been so funny. So I've been, like, determined to get him a party December 14th. I'm like, "We are doing this party," and, he's, "I don't know if I wanna have it here or have it here, and then who do you want?" I don't know. This person isn't like this person, and so I know he won't go if I invite this person, and I remember when Dominic was this age, when he was in 4th grade, he did not wanna invite everybody. Gio doesn't wanna invite the whole class. And so I gave Dominic, I had the parents' numbers, I didn't have 2 numbers, so I gave him a physical invitation. And the invitation dropped, and another friend picked it up and said, "Why didn't you invite me?" And Gio was like, "Oh, I'm gonna give because I didn't have these 2 kids' parents' numbers." And I was like, "Can you get their phone numbers?" He was like, "Why?" I was like, "So we can, like, text them invitation." He was like, "No, I'll just give it to him at recess." And I was like, "Let me tell you a cautionary tale of when Dominic," and he goes, "What did you do?" I go, "I think I printed out another invitation and gave that kid
Well,
an
there was a
invitation."
rule with one of my children that the teachers set out, like,
Yes. Yes,
don't
you
send
have to
out
invite everybody.
invitations. Yes.
Yes. And so it's like on the DL. Like, you're, like,
Yes.
slipping that invitation
Yes.
over. And so what we're gonna do, which is what I think you were at this party, so I don't know what birthday it was for Dominic, but we're gonna do what we did for Dominic, which was the gaming truck and a bounce house.
Oh, nice.
I don't want kids running around my house. Have you had hosted a
Um,
party?
no, I agree. I think 4 to 5 kids, like a small
Yeah,
gathering
that's
is
too many
fine.
for me. I'm like 2. They can have Dominic can have 2. I don't, so what I did was, remember, I, like, made it in the garage,
Yeah,
and I, like, made it so it was obvious that the party is outside. There is no inside.
that's nice though that
And
you have
so
that flexibility.
because it's cool, it's warmer here, right? Like, obviously, we can have a
Yes.
bounce house in December, and so I need to figure out, I don't wanna even have the garage open this time, and I might just have tables and everything outside. I've gotta figure that out. There are just inappropriate kids, right? "Can I go upstairs? Can we go play in Gio's room?" Just different stuff like that, and it's, "No, this is the party. It's outside. Don't come." So anyway,
Yeah,
so I
I'm
booked that stuff. Or
that's
you can say,
exciting that he's
yeah.
having a party, and I think about that for Beckett as well because 'cause he's got a January birthday, and we normally don't do things, and I'm like, "Okay, this is the year I gotta put something together," but
Yes.
it's like the things he wants to do are expensive, and I don't know how people I don't understand the points of view of the people who spend $1,000 on a birthday party.
Yeah.
I would like to better understand that. Just seems like so much money.
So why we do, and I don't, 1,000 seems excessive, but maybe if I did all the stuff, but those birthday
I mean,
parties
I understand a couple
are
hundred if
4 to
it's going to
600
be
here, right? If
yeah.
you, all of those parties. But
Yes.
here's the thing.
But that's not
So
but Jesse, I let me just stop you right there though. 4 to 600 to me is the reasonable amount because you're going to spend that much with a cake. Even if you have your kids if kids have a sleepover, you're gonna order in food, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. So unfortunately, that is the going rate, I think, of a kid's birthday party.
yeah,
And but it's hard to find even that
yeah,
as an organized event in some way that the kids want to do. I actually shopped around. I have like a list somewhere
yeah.
of other places I found cheap.
But I was gonna say, when you wanna know, when you're curious why people spend that money, I believe I've said this before, but something that my father-in-law told me was, everybody, right? If you celebrate a holiday, everybody in your life celebrates that holiday, but only you have your birthday. And so I've been trying, I know I used to be like crazy with Christmas, but I've been trying to not give the kids a ton of stuff for
Uh-huh.
Christmas, right? They get 1 or 2 things, but then their birthday is when it's really. their special day. So that's how I don't know, explain why we spend that money because that's their one special day. And it all adds up. And when they were little, I remember doing it at the house. And you're right, I had a face painter and a balloon artist. And then I had all the food. And then you're like, wow, this just gets really expensive. So I love when they've gotten older, I've negotiated, right? Like for Dominic, he didn't want to have a party. So he took him to a really nice dinner. Like for Gabby, we and Dominic for their 10th birthday, we redid their rooms. Like we put new flooring in their rooms and stuff. So I'd rather spend that money right on decorating
Yeah,
your house.
for sure. And I try to, you know, it's a funny, just in talking about your kids' expectations for birthday parties and the way to like, my kids don't ever have their heart set on something. They have some ideas. And so then it's like helping shape what it is that they want, that they feel like they're getting what they want, but also I'm not like spending too much money and also making
Totally.
myself bananas
Right.
with, like you were saying, a bunch of kids like home here for a sleepover.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so by the way, okay, so we did a lot of fun things because we didn't travel during Thanksgiving and the kids have it off.
Mhm.
I took off
Mhm.
work one day, but they were able to make their whole break very enjoyable. But we did do some fun things. We went to the aquarium, which was a bust because it's under construction right now. So that was not as fun as I thought it would be, but they really wanted to go, which was, I love taking my kids places. I absolutely love, now you feel about how you feel about this, but I often talk to people who have young children. Like 4, 5, 6, 7 is such a glorious age where you could scoop up your kids and take them anywhere. And they just like to go places. Whereas now my kids are older, they don't. And it's kicking and screaming in some way. But they were fine going to the aquarium. And then we went to go see Red One,
Yeah,
by the way, the
that's what I was gonna
movie.
say because we talk about spontaneity. We went and saw Red One.
It was really good.
So
What'd you
good.
think?
I thought
I
it was
don't
a
know why
great
it's
movie.
getting
It's gonna
such
be
bad
Is it getting bad
reviews.
reviews? We were like, it's gonna be like
Yes.
another Elf. It's gonna be a big
I think it's gonna be a cult classic, I
yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Because, well, the news was like $268 million blockbuster or not
What?
blockbuster,
I
because
didn't know that.
it's Dwayne Johnson's, like, big budget film that, like, only brought in, like, 20 million the first weekend, and I was like, "It's gonna be a slow roll," because it has all the aspects of what you need a great Christmas movie. It has great acting, solid plot, doesn't even meander too much. Like, I was thinking it's 2
I thought it was
hours,
great.
and it didn't seem like it was like, "What's going on here?" How some movies have this, like, weird dark
Yeah.
moment or whatever. It didn't have like that. It was everything had a purpose. It didn't feel that long. It didn't feel like a long movie.
I thought it was great. Here's what's funny. So mom had told me, if you're gonna see that movie, like, I wanna go because our mother loves
Yeah,
Christmas.
yes.
So we're very we're, like, really bougie at this point, and we have Galaxy theaters where it's, like, the tray and the leather seats and the recliner and the cupola, so it's you
Nice,
want that.
yes. Yes.
But that was in a theater with only 3 rows, and I can't be close to the theater. I can't be that close to the
Oh, close to the
screen.
screen. Uh-huh.
And so we went and I looked. Sunset Station has a tray on the seats and all the things. They had no good seats left. So we had to go to, like, an old school theater at Green Valley. I don't know. I can't believe Green Valley Station has not redone their theater. You can at least get your seats. You can pick your seat ahead of time.
Yes.
But those old school auditorium seats where you fold the seat down, it pops up and you fold it down, but like it goes down further than it's supposed to and it like rocks and it's so Gabby's my chair is broken. I was like, no, that's how the chairs are in this theater. And so it was funny because mom and dad were like so loud. The movie was starting and I was like, you have your phone off? Mom's, oh shoot, I need Tom, your phone off?
Oh,
Tom,
yeah.
your phone. Did you get? And then I was like, and then the movie starts and she was like, I talked to Aunt Sherry today. We had sat through all of these previews and the movie had started. And mom's like, I talked to Aunt Sherry today. I go, Mom, no. And she goes, no, it's going to be good news. And I was like, no, it's the movie. So it made me laugh. Like, why would she want to all of a sudden tell me? loudly about. So they're just hysterical because like
That's so funny.
dad said
But
he's
I
hearing
agree
it.
with
He
you.
always like yells what.
I'm very particular about where not very, but like where we are going to go see it because I like to go to this one place that's not very crowded. And so when
Yeah.
I bought seats the morning of and it wasn't that crowded. I looked at a couple other places and I'd like to try them, but the place we go to does not have the reclining seats.
Mm,
But it's just not crowded and it's nice and clean and cheap parking. And so I think you have to give and take on that whole thing. But I'd like to try a couple other places I looked at. But the other places are like downtown, like on Michigan Avenue.
yeah.
And you're paying like $20, $30 parking on top of
It's
the movie.
crazy.
And by the way, the food is so expensive.
Yeah, I need to the food was about the same as
The
the
tickets.
tickets. I don't know how your service was, but all summer getting concessions at the theaters takes a really long time now. And it's very expensive.
It's, yeah, you have to get to the theater
Yeah.
at least, you've got 15
30
minutes
to
of
40 minutes.
previews.
Oh, 30.
If you like previews and you want to see them, then to your point, you need to get there a lot earlier. Expect 10 to 15 minutes. Plus, maybe this is another reason for us to try different theater. So we get there and we went through concessions and he said the kids got sodas and you get the cup, right? Because there's like a fountain machine. And he was like, "Do you want fountain or do you want ices?" And I was like, "A fountain." I'm like, "Do you guys want ices or fountain?" They're like, "Fountain." And he was like, "Okay, that's fine, but there's no ice right now, and some of the sodas are pretty flat, so the soda's really flat." And I was like, "Then should we get ices?" And he was like, "Here, you can just put them in the large cups." So they got they got a giant cup. He had a giant cup of freaking Coke icy, and he sucked it all down pretty much before the movie started, and he was like, "Mom, can you go get a refill for this?" I was like, "Absolutely not." I was like, "Are you kidding me? You can have some water."
No,
Um,
they're like troughs. The kids got a medium soda. It was like a bucket. I was like, here.
yeah,
And then Dominic
yeah.
looked at me and I go, I asked for a trough, but they just gave me, and that was a medium. So yeah, it's funny getting to the theater, but I am excited. We want to see Wicked. We want to see Moana. Lots of good
Wicked,
movies
I
out
don't know how
there.
it was where you were, but it is definitely a cult classic already, like,
Oh,
cult
yeah.
following, like, you could tell the Wicked people who were there versus the non-Wicked people at the
Yeah.
theater,
Especially
which
opening
is so
weekend.
neat. Yeah, so
Mhm.
cool, and I love going to the movies, Brian does not, so taking the kids to the movie is my thing, and they love it too, and so it's just fun. It's fun to spend time with my kids that way. Even I know you're not talking to them, like, while you're in the movie, but, like, that tradition is really important to me. I don't know if you feel
Yeah.
that way. Don't you remember growing up and dad would take us when we would go to our mom's side of the house side of the family, we would go to Hayes
Oh, it
and he would take
haze.
us to the movie. I think there's so many movies we saw that way, but our parents would take us to movies. That
Yeah.
was like a thing. And so to me, that is one like tradition I love to carry on.
Yeah. No, totally. And this is such a great time of year to go see a show.
Yes. Thanks for listening today. Don't forget to subscribe so you can hear our latest episodes as soon as they drop.
If you loved today's episode, share with a friend.
Join us each week as we bring you inspiring stories, expert interviews, and actionable tips to help you navigate the challenges and opportunities of midlife. From wellness to personal growth to connection and beyond, we've got you covered.
We are passionate about helping you live your brightest, most fulfilling life. Together, we'll explore new ways to thrive and grow, ensuring that your midlife journey is full of joy, purpose, and endless possibilities.
So, are you ready to chase brighter days ahead? Subscribe to Chasing Brighter now, and let's embark on this exciting journey together.
Find us on Instagram, Facebook at Chasing Brighter, or check out our blog at chasingbrighter.com and follow us. If you want to know more about Kelly and I, read our blogs, find more tips, tools, and resources, check that out at chasingbrighter.com. Thanks. Remember, Your best life is just a listen away.